Imagine being able to unlock financial freedom no matter your income level. Whether you're earning 25k, 50k, or 75k, different strategies need to be applied. Too many people waste time chasing the wrong goals, holding themselves back from financial freedom. However, if you know the right steps for your income level, you can really accelerate your progress even with a modest salary. In this video, I'm going to break down specific strategies that you should utilize based on your current income level, helping you grow your wealth faster and avoid common financial mistakes. So whether you're just starting out, building up, or maximizing your earnings, I'll show you how to make your income work harder for you at every stage of the way. First up is the 25,000 income level. If you're earning around £25,000 per year, that's about £1,800 a month after tax. In today's UK, it's tight, but these early years are critical for setting your foundation for financial freedom. Don't wait to get serious about money until you're earning more. The habits you build at 25,000 will be the same ones that carry you through at 75,000. So let's dive into the strategies that'll help you make the most of every pound now, so you're set to thrive as your income grows and scales. Strategy 1 is get out of debt. At this income level, high interest debt can feel like quicksand. Your top financial priority should be to eliminate all bad debt as fast as you possibly can. Credit card balances, payday loans, furniture and electronics financing, car payments, and any other high interest liabilities. The only real acceptable debt here would be a mortgage. In the UK, the average credit card balance is around £1,675 as of May 2023. If you're on a £25,000 income, paying extra interest every month is just throwing money away. Before thinking about investments, focus on paying off any debt that costs more than it earns. Investing for an 8% return while holding a credit card debt with 30% interest rate, it just doesn't add up. Consider the snowball or avalanche methods to speed up your debt payoff. Both are powerful, though we won't go into details here, but the point is, put every spare pound towards getting these balances to zero. Clearing this debt will give you a huge psychological and financial boost, setting you up to build wealth rather than constantly be losing it to interest payments. The next strategy is to get an emergency fund. This is a financial safety net for genuine emergencies, like a car repair or a leaky roof, or even a sudden job loss. Having this fund in place will protect you from sliding back into debt when unexpected expenses hit. Aim for an emergency fund that covers 3 to 6 months of essential living expenses, not necessarily your entire take-home pay. For instance, if you're taking home around £1,800 a month, focus on setting aside about £4,000 to start. This will allow you to cover basic necessities for around 3 months if you suddenly lost your job, giving you time to find a new one and not have to go into debt if that worst case scenario happened. While saving 6 months of expenses can feel like a big stretch, it's okay to start small. Aim for 3 months first. This amount is manageable and still provides a strong buffer against those financial shocks that come along the way. And remember, as your income grows over time, you can gradually increase your emergency fund too. So why is this fund so important? It takes the panic out of life's surprises. Instead of reaching for a high interest credit card when the unexpected happens, you'll simply have cash ready to cover it, avoiding more debt and protecting your financial stability. And one last thing, this is strictly for emergencies. It's not a holiday fund or a backup for Christmas shopping. It's simply for emergencies. Use it only when you truly need it, and you'll have real financial peace of mind. Strategy number 3 at this income level is to focus on making more money. With your basics now covered, it's time to focus on increasing your income. At 25k a year, building real financial wealth is going to be challenging. So adding to your income is key. If you're early in your career, it's understandable that you're at this level, but your goal should be to move into higher paying opportunities over time. If you're currently in a role with limited growth potential, consider developing a high income skill on the side. That might be something like coding or digital marketing or copywriting. These skills open doors to better paying jobs and freelance work, offering significant income upside. For those already on a career path with good growth opportunities, focus on excelling in your role. Work towards those promotions, seek pay rises, and be open to changing companies if it means a significant jump in your income. Progressing up the corporate ladder can be one of the fastest ways to increase your earnings over time, but in the meantime, starting a side hustle can bring in extra cash to help you pay down debt, build your emergency fund, and simply give you more financial breathing room. A great approach is to simply leverage any skills that you already have through freelance platforms like Upwork or Fiverr. You can often earn more per hour than you do in your current job doing these freelance projects, and you get to do them on your own schedule. When I was starting out, I used a platform called People Per Hour, and I used to make an extra £500 to £1,000 per month by creating simple graphic design work like flyers and business cards. If freelancing isn't the fit, consider starting something like a YouTube channel, just like I have here, or maybe an Etsy store, or taking on evening or weekend gigs if you're in the trades, for example. These side incomes add up, helping you achieve your financial goals faster without relying solely on your main job. The more actively you look for ways to earn extra money, the more opportunities you'll be able to find. Increasing your income is one of the most effective ways to reach financial freedom, and it opens doors to greater possibilities along your journey. Now we're on to the 50k plus income level. On a £50,000 income, you're taking home approximately £3,300 per month after tax. When you're around the £25,000 range, pretty much everything goes towards your cost of living. But now that you've scaled up your income to in around that £50,000 mark, you'll likely have some more disposable income. And what we do with this disposable income at this point is extremely important. The strategies I'm going to discuss in this section can definitely be applied at lower income levels, and they're not exclusive to people making 50k and over. That said, you want to ensure that you've completed the groundwork by focusing on those first 3 strategies in that 25k income level. Strategy 1 here is focusing on budgeting. At this income level, it's crucial to know exactly where your money is going each month. That's why having a budget isn't just helpful, it's essential. A budget lets you clearly track your income versus your expenses and allocate funds to specific categories so that you have control over every pound. Without tracking, it's easy to end up spending aimlessly, often wondering, where did my money go? But a budget gives you clarity and control, allowing you to spend more intentionally and ensure that your finances are moving you closer to your goals and not further away. The first step, download a monthly statement and simply categorize your spending to see where your money is actually going. Most people are shocked by how much they're spending on non-essentials. By simply being aware of your spending patterns, you'll naturally make more mindful decisions. There are lots of budgeting methods, but I simply recommend starting with something straightforward. The one that I like is the 50-30-20 rule. Here's how it works. You simply allocate 50% of your income towards needs like rent, bills, and groceries, 30% to wants such as entertainment or dining out, and 20% to savings and investments. This method is pretty flexible yet effective, giving you financial stability without feeling restrictive. So if your current situation doesn't fit these exact percentages, don't stress. You can adjust them as needed, but the key here is to aim to save and invest at least 20% of your income consistently over long periods of time. Even small, regular contributions will compound over time. So to get started, check out the 50-30-20 budgeting sheet I have in the description below, or there's tons of free ones online if you want them instead. It's a simple way to track your spending and stay on top of your finances month by month. Budgeting isn't just about limiting yourself, it's about making your money work for you. Strategy number 2 in this income category is investing in low-cost index funds. Now that you've built a solid financial foundation, you've no debt, you have a fully funded emergency fund, and your spending is under control, it's time to start thinking about growing your wealth. Investing is one of the most powerful ways to build wealth over the long term, and it doesn't have to be complex or risky. Forget day trading or picking individual stocks at this point. Instead, just focus on low-cost index funds. Index funds are a collection of stocks that track major market indexes such as the S&P 500. The S&P 500 includes the 500 largest companies in the US across a diverse range of industries. This gives you exposure to the whole market, making it less risky than putting all of your money into 1 or 2 stocks. Historically, the S&P 500 has provided an average return of around 10.7% per year over the last 30 years. And while no one can predict future returns, the market has generally outperformed savings accounts in the long term by a vast amount. And that's where the magic of compound interest really comes in. The money that you invest today will grow over time, with your returns earning even more returns, like a snowball effect for your wealth. For example, if you invested £300 each month from age 25 to 67 and earned an average return of just 9% per year, you'd end up with nearly 1.7 million by retirement. That's from just 150,000 of your own money invested. Proof of how powerful consistent investing can be. And look, if £300 a month isn't possible right now, start smaller, even if it's just with £100. The key here is to begin early and invest consistently. As your income grows, you can increase these contributions over time. To get started with index funds, check out platforms like Trading 212, which offers a range of simple, low-cost index funds with minimal fees. You can use the link down below in the description to sign up, and you'll get up to £100 in free shares. I do get a little commission from it, full disclosure, but I really appreciate you supporting the channel. So at this stage, your goal is to keep investing simple. Build a strong, diversified portfolio that can deliver average returns of 7 to 10% annually over the long term. Some years will bring higher returns, others might be negative, but simply staying consistent in the market is the key to benefiting from long-term growth. Strategy number 3 for this income level is to track your net worth. Now that you're investing and building wealth, it's time to start tracking it. Because your net worth, essentially the difference between what you own and what you owe, is the ultimate measure of financial progress. Tracking it over time keeps you focused on the big picture. It helps you stay on track and can be incredibly motivating to see it increase over time. For many people, seeing their net worth grow month after month becomes a powerful motivator to simply keep saving, keep investing, and putting more in, and making those smart financial decisions. Tracking mine has personally helped me avoid those impulsive purchases and stay disciplined with my spending. Seeing your net worth climb through different milestones like 10K and 50K and eventually 100K, it gives you that same sense of progress that you get from leveling up in a game or hitting a new personal best in running. Recently, my portfolio crossed the £130,000 mark, and hitting these milestones always motivates me to keep investing more so that I can reach the next 10K milestone even faster. Here are a few simple ways to get started with tracking your net worth. Make a list of assets and liabilities, record everything that you own, savings, investments, property, and then subtract everything that you owe. Debts like loans, mortgage, credit card balances. You shouldn't have any of these by this stage, but if you do, put them in there. And the result is your net worth. You can use a spreadsheet or an app. Apps like Personal Capital or spreadsheets are great for tracking your net worth. Update it on a monthly basis or potentially quarterly, the bigger that you get, to see growth over time. This routine checking can help keep you accountable and motivated. Set simple milestones like aiming for your first 10K or 50K so it gives you something tangible to strive for and a reason to simply celebrate each success. In the long run, tracking your net worth can be like looking at a financial scoreboard. It's a reminder of how far you've come and a guide to where you want to go. Watching your progress unfold month over month is not only motivating, but it also reinforces that every bit of effort you put in is bringing you closer to your financial freedom. Next up, we have the 75,000 plus income level. At 75K income level, you're taking home approximately £4,500 per month. So congratulations, if you're already at this income level, you're doing better than 94% of the population, and you should have more than enough money to live a comfortable lifestyle. That said, just because you have the ability to make a lot of money doesn't mean you're good at keeping it. So that brings me to strategy number 1. As your income grows, it's easy to slip into lifestyle inflation. That's gradually upgrading your lifestyle to match your new salary. Suddenly that £600 a month car payment or a larger, more expensive apartment starts to feel affordable just because you're earning more. This mindset is tempting, but it can quietly sabotage your financial progress. For example, consider a £600 monthly car payment. If you invested at an average 10% return over 30 years, each of those payments would grow to £24,000 by retirement. So imagine what that could add up to if you simply invested that amount each month instead. So here are some common ways that lifestyle inflation sneaks in. One is a new car. That old car gets upgraded to a new one, often with monthly payments that drain potential investment money. Dining out at upscale restaurants. Dining out at higher end restaurants becomes routine rather than an occasional treat. Or upgrading your house, moving to a more luxurious apartment or buying a bigger, better house with a higher mortgage payment just because you can seemingly fit it in your budget doesn't make sense. You've also got expensive hobbies, so upgrading from casual activities to pricey memberships or equipment can drain your bank account. And look, there's nothing wrong with treating yourself, especially if you're saving and investing 20% of your income. But the more you can invest in your 20s and 30s, the more you'll benefit from compound growth later. This can be especially impactful if you're aiming to retire early or achieve financial freedom sooner. Remember, real wealth isn't about spending more money on luxury items. It's about simply having the freedom to live how you want without financial stress. When you've built a 1 million, 5 million, or even 10 million pound portfolio, you can buy whatever you want without sacrificing your financial security. So what's the key takeaway here? Prioritize investing over lifestyle upgrades today so tomorrow's wealth can fund the lifestyle that you truly want. Choose a simple, intentional life now, focused on what truly makes you happy, and your financial freedom will reward you many times over. The next strategy in this category is to set larger financial goals. By now, you've built a solid financial foundation. With your investments and savings working for you, it's time to really start thinking about larger financial goals. These are the big wins that bring long-term rewards and shape your life for years to come. One of these might be early retirement and financial freedom. Many people at this stage are drawn to the idea of retiring early. And there's a whole community dedicated to this goal called FIRE. Financial Independence, Retire Early. The goal of FIRE is to save and invest enough so that you're no longer financially dependent on a traditional job. This freedom would let you spend time on things that bring you joy, whether that's travel, hobbies, or simply just doing creative projects without having to worry about income. If early retirement is on your radar, you might enjoy checking out some success stories in the FIRE community on Reddit, where people share their journeys, how things are going, and some stories from people who've achieved that goal. Next up might be property investment. Another common goal is buying a second property. Whether that is a family vacation home or a rental property for passive income, property investments can be powerful wealth builders over the long term. A rental property not only maybe diversifies your income streams, but also potentially gives you steady monthly cash flow. Plus, owning a property is a great way to hedge against inflation and build generational wealth. That said, in the current environment in the UK, it's definitely a close call between property and stocks and shares. I think maybe the latter is probably the best route for most people, especially if you don't want the hassle of dealing with tenants and fixing broken boilers. I think over the long term, if you actually run the numbers now, it might not make as much sense as simply just investing in something like an ISA. You may also want to start thinking about educational and family goals. If you're planning to start or grow a family, setting aside funds for future education or family expenses can be a great motivator to keep you investing. Having an education fund for children or a financial buffer for family needs can really relieve stress down the line when those expenses start to hit. You may also want to start thinking about your legacy and charitable giving. As your wealth grows, some people feel inspired to, make a difference in their community or contribute to causes that they really care about. Setting goals for charitable giving, legacy funds, or even starting a foundation, it can add another powerful purpose to your wealth journey. The beauty of setting these big goals is that they keep you focused on the long game, encouraging consistent investing rather than giving in to short-term splurges and short-term gratification with random purchases. So whether it's the freedom to retire early, grow a real estate portfolio, or support family and community, having these larger targets will really help you stay motivated over the long term. Strategy number 3 is to make more moonshot investments. Now we're getting to the fun stuff. Once you've built a substantial and stable portfolio, you're in a unique enough position to take some calculated risks with a small portion of your wealth. With 90 to 95% of your portfolio in secure, diversified assets, you can take that remaining 5 or 10%, maybe even a little bit more, and go after those moonshot investments. These are higher risk, higher reward opportunities. One way to make these bets is by investing in individual stocks that you believe have strong long-term potential. Maybe it's a tech company poised for a breakthrough or an emerging market that you think will skyrocket. Allocating a small portion of your portfolio to these bets gives you the chance to accelerate your wealth significantly. But you also have that peace of mind that your core investments are keeping you financially secure no matter what happens. You may also want to purchase a cash flowing business. For those who want to be hands-on, buying a cash flowing business can be both rewarding and profitable. For instance, clients I work with as an online business broker, they often buy assets such as Amazon or e-commerce brands. And with a net worth of 1 to 10 million, they invest a portion in these businesses for additional cash flow, diversification, and the potential for a lucrative exit down the road. Running a business isn't for everyone, but if you're willing to put in the effort, it can lead to major rewards. You then have stuff like private equity and off-market investments. At this level, you might also have access to these investment opportunities such as startups or private equity deals. And although these investments are less liquid and definitely carry a lot more risk, they can provide massive upside returns if those businesses succeed. Think of early investments in companies that eventually went public or were acquired at a premium. Investments like these are higher risk, but can lead to substantial upside. So taking calculated risks like these can be exciting and highly rewarding. But just remember, these are higher risk for a reason, and not every bet is going to pay off. But with most of your portfolio grounded in stable investments, moonshot bets can be a thrilling way to diversify and potentially multiply your wealth. So, starting with small foundational steps like paying off your debt, building an emergency fund, and investing that first £100 sets you firmly on the path to reach your bigger milestones. These early actions lay the groundwork for achieving major goals. Whether it's buying property, investing in a business, or simply creating the financial freedom to spend your days however you choose, maybe even on the beach sipping cocktails if that's your dream. But the key is consistency. Building wealth takes time, patience, and commitment. But by staying focused on each stage, you'll be surprised at how quickly things start to amount up. Those small steps add up to something truly life-changing over time. So keep pushing forward and remember that every step you take now brings you closer to a life where money is a tool, not a limitation. If you want more financial videos here in the UK, go ahead, hit that subscribe button, hit the like button if you enjoyed this one, and I'll see you in the next video.